Are you traveling to Porto during the holidays, but you have no idea how to spend Christmas in Porto? Then don't worry, I got you covered. My name is Sara Riobon. I am Portuguese and I have been a tour guide in Porto for the past 10 years. So I have already helped thousands of travelers make the most of their time in my beautiful hometown. In this video, I'll walk you through everything you need to know about Christmas in Porto. What makes it truly unique, the best Christmas markets, the best free events, the best activities to do in the city during the holidays, where to eat on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and finally some logistical aspects to consider to help you plan a smooth trip to Porto. If you are short on time, you can simply scan this QR code as it will take you straight to my very detailed guide about how to spend Christmas in Porto. And if you want to book a private tour to explore Porto with me, you will find my email address on the description box of this video. And finally, before I start the video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my new videos about Porto and Portugal in general. Let's start. Christmas in Porto is quite different from what you might expect in other European cities. First of all, it doesn't snow here, but the city feels wonderfully festive with its beautiful lights, decorated streets, and Christmas music playing everywhere. Another thing that surprises most people is that Porto doesn't have one big central Christmas market. Instead, we have dozens of smaller markets spread across the city. This creates a very local, neighborhood-style Christmas atmosphere that I personally love. We also have a month-long Christmas program organized by the City Hall and several private institutions, featuring free concerts, multimedia shows, street performances, theater, parades, and much more. So there's truly plenty to do in Porto throughout the entire month of December. Now, let's talk about Christmas markets in Porto. As I said before, we don't have one big central Christmas market as there are, for instance, in Germany or Austria. Over here, we have dozens and dozens of Christmas markets popping all over the city and creating this very unique neighborhood style Christmas atmosphere that I think is absolutely gorgeous. Some are large and last for the entire month of December, while others are small pop-up markets that take place only on weekends and national holidays. And the variety is fantastic. You will find markets focusing on traditional Portuguese products, things like regional food, handmade souvenirs, but you will also find markets filled with modern artisans, designers, and independent creators. So whether you prefer something more traditional or something more contemporary, there is truly a Christmas market in Porto that will match your specific taste. And the best thing is that you can simply walk from one Christmas market to another and experience 5, 6, 7 Christmas markets all in the same afternoon. It's really so much fun. If you want a complete list of Christmas markets in Porto with location, dates, and timings, you can simply scan this QR code as it will take you to my comprehensive list of Christmas markets in Porto. Another thing that makes Christmas in Porto so special is the huge number of completely free events happening all over the city throughout December. There are dozens of concerts, performances, and shows taking place, but the biggest concentration is definitely in downtown Porto. Christmas celebrations in Porto start with a free concert in Avenida dos Aliados, the main avenue of the city, usually taking place on the last weekend of November. But you will find video mapping shows, opera, theater, dance performances, street entertainment. There is always something happening in the city. The program is so rich that it is virtually impossible for me to list all the Christmas events taking place in Porto on this video. So my advice is very, very simple. Head to downtown Porto and just join the festivities. You will surely going to find events, concerts, Christmas markets to your liking. There are also plenty of activities in Porto that you can enjoy during the holiday season. And let me show you my favorite ones. One of my absolute favorites is watching the multimedia show at our beloved Clérigos church. The combination of lights, music, and the stunning architecture is truly magical, and it feels even more special during Christmas time. Another fantastic option is to watch a Fado show. You can experience it in a traditional Fado house where the atmosphere is intimate and deeply emotional, or at the Port Wine Lodge, which gives the performance a completely different vibe. Either way, it is a beautiful way to connect with the Portuguese culture. And of course, you cannot visit Porto without enjoying a port wine tasting. Doing a guided tour with a wine tasting at a port wine lodge is the perfect activity for December. Cozy, relaxing, and delicious. You will find links to all these activities on the description box of this video. And I recommend you to book them in advance because thousands of people head to Porto during the holiday season. Honestly, it feels that they decide to book their activities way before you decide even what shoes to pack. So hurry up and buy the tickets to the activities to avoid missing out. Now, let's talk about where to eat during Christmas Eve and on Christmas Day, because this is something that I see a lot of visitors not planning through, much to their regret later on. Portugal is a predominantly Catholic country, which means that Christmas is central to our culture. And we always spend it with our families at home. And this is why a lot of things are going to be closed on December the 24th, especially in the afternoon. And on December the 25th, everything, and I mean literally everything, is going to be closed in the city. The only restaurants that are going to be open on Christmas Eve and on Christmas Day are the restaurants belonging to the best hotels in the city. And precisely because they are located in very exquisite hotels, the meals are going to be very expensive. Usually it's a fixed menu that you pay with an extra fee if you want to do wine pairing. So my advice is to contact immediately the best hotels in the city. I have several articles about them on my website that you can check out, and ask them if their restaurants are going to be open on these special occasions, and ask them to send you the menus as well so that you can check the prices. Another option, if you're traveling on a budget, is obviously you can get some smoked meat, cheeses, and a bottle of wine at the famous Bouillon Market and just enjoy a tapas Christmas dinner back at your accommodation in the city. Whatever you decide to do, it is crucial that you plan this part of your trip to Porto. Otherwise, you're going to be wandering completely alone in the city, everything closed, on one of the most important nights in Portugal. It would be a pity. Now, I'm going to answer some of the frequently asked questions that you guys have been sending me about spending Christmas in Porto. Let's start. Is Porto cold in December? Honestly, it really depends on the year. Sometimes it's really nice and warm, but most likely it's going to be very wet. It's not so much the cold that bothers you, but rather the humidity that is very high in Porto. So you're going to feel a lot colder than the temperature that your phone is telling you. Next one. What should I pack for Christmas in Porto? Well, I always advise my clients to bring 3 things. 1, a proper raincoat. 2, a warm scarf. 3, sturdy boots. Ladies, leave the heels back home. This is going to cover your ass, regardless of the weather outside. Now, is Porto very crowded during the holidays? Yes, absolutely. As I told you before, Christmas festivities start here on the last weekend of November, but then we have free events and Christmas markets taking place all throughout the December month, especially over the weekends and on the national holidays of December the 1st and December the 8th. And usually on the last week before Christmas, it gets even more intense with more Christmas markets and more free events taking place all over the city. So yes, the city is going to be very crowded, especially over the weekends in December, on the national holidays of December the 1st and December the 8th, and on the last week before Christmas. So if you don't like crowds, you should avoid Porto on these 3 specific moments altogether. Next one, are restaurants and shops going to be open on Christmas Day? No, absolutely not. Most things, so shops, Christmas markets, and even restaurants are going to be open until the middle of the afternoon of December the 24th. But then in the middle of the day, people start closing up and they go home to cook with their families and be with their loved ones. On December 25th, everything is going to be closed. And I mean literally everything. All the monuments, the shops, practically all the restaurants except for the hotel restaurants. So I would say that you need to plan your holidays properly to accommodate this shutdown of the city, let's say like that. And that wraps up my guide to spending Christmas in Porto. Now, if you would like to explore Porto on a private tour with me, you will find my email address on the description box of this video, together with the links to the wonderful activities that I have mentioned before. Everything is there, nice and organized for you. You can also scan the QR code on the screen, as it will take you straight to my very detailed article about spending Christmas in Porto. And before you go, if you have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. This really supports my work and it helps me to produce more free content about Porto and Portugal for you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and perhaps we're gonna meet here in Porto during the holidays. Bye!